go ahead and go over here to this place. There we go. There we go. Good old nothing like getting started. Okay, I had a lovely rest, and now we're back into this because I was practically falling asleep before, but now I'm back. We're going to be playing the DLC content for step 2. If you guys missed it, or if you're just like popping in and say hello, last stream, Irene and Cove almost smooched, and he kind of almost gave himself a concussion because he didn't want to get smooched. Well, he might have, but he freaked. So I guess we'll find out. I mean, I already know what he thought about it, but we'll find out soon enough on what he thought about it and everything. So right now I'm currently just checking the delay between PC and mobile. The delay is at least like 2, maybe 3 minutes behind, I think. I'm just watching it. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm not even gonna ramble on about it. So we're gonna go to the mall. Let's see what the mall has in store for us. Lee's visit. We're at. Okay, we're like the swim shop, not swim shop, but like scuba, like underwater shop. It's really interesting. Okay. Lee's visit today turned out to be more involved than you expected. After overhearing where the Holden family was going, Lee insisted on seeing Mr. Holden's shop firsthand. Oh, okay, so he works here. I thought he was like one of those like scientific like scuba people where they like report and like check in on marine life. That's what I thought he was, but turns out he just works at a scuba shop. An hour later, and Lee was busy looking at every item on display. Because Cove's dad offered supplies, lessons, and tours, his shop had all the scuba-related stuff you could imagine: fins, masks, suits, and snorkels. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so I was a little bit right. Not about like the whole scientific like reporting in stuff, but I was right about him still like going underwater, because he said that he does go underwater. So I was just a bit, the gears were turning. After circling around the shop, you finally stopped and looked at the whole room. This was the first time you've been here too. It wasn't often that you tagged along to hang out at the shop. You spent a lot of time here over the years. I feel like if we're as close as I like to think we are with Cove, I like to think that I've spent a lot of time here over the years. The shop was familiar to you as your own neighborhood. It was practically another extension of home. You were still bursting with excitement. You were in good spirits. This was a pleasant surprise. You felt okay. Not your first choice, but not... Hold on, did I turn on... Okay. I'm having PTSD that I didn't turn on the game audio. Okay. You felt okay. Not your first choice, but not bad. You were unhappy. Was this really all you were going to do? I would think you were in good spirits. This was a pleasant surprise. You enjoyed showing Lee around the shop. Doing this was better than just telling her about it. Lee was still busy poking through the various wetsuits displayed, so you decided to see what Derek and Cove were doing. They were too absorbed in their conversation to notice you standing near them, leaning against the counter. You were able to pick up the topic quickly.
Anyway,
My dad told me the new stuff is selling like crazy. Yeah, the material has this new blend with less neoper. Oh boy, here we go again. Here we go again. Neoper. My dad says people are really interested in it. It brought a smile to your face hearing that the shop was doing well. You decided during the conversation you couldn't help teasing the boys. You decided to keep listening. You decided to join the conversation. You know what? We're gonna just scooch in here. Those sweatsuits with the bright colors are probably popular too. I haven't seen many with that style in other places.
right?
Right? I like those ones.
Maybe.
Some of them might be too bright. I don't think the point of scuba diving is drawing a lot of attention to yourself. Maybe people just wear them on the beach. Standing out would help there. Your family could always spot you. Cove smiled at Derek's positivity. But really, there's just so much to think about with a business. It's crazy. No matter how much I come, I still don't think I get it. Cove hummed and nodded in agreement, causing a good-humored laugh from Derek. I thought you only liked the scuba diving part, not the job part. That's the best part. I think about other things. That's just the best part. I think about other things too.
I gotcha.
Cool. The business side, running it, that's my favorite. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught movement and you realized that Lee was now standing next to you. When your dad's retired, do you think you're gonna carry on the store? Both the sons shrugged in unison.
Well,
There are tons of things I could do. My dad thinks so too. He doesn't want me to plan on working here forever. Cove's gaze fell on the floor. You could see the conflict flashing across his face.
I don't know.
It's a lot. Being the real boss of something and it's a lot. Being the real boss of something and totally in charge. If my moms had their own business, I'd take over. If my mom's had one, I wouldn't want to take over either. I can't run a business. I wouldn't want to take over someone else's shop either. I want to do my own thing. Then, do you think your dads would let me take over this shop? That's cute. No matter what you both do, shop or no shop, you'll be amazing. Yeah. Put some positivity out there. Derek smiled in equal parts happiness and bashfulness. He bounced on his feet a bit. Thanks, Irene. I'm happy you believe in us. Me too. What hurt? Oh wait, I didn't get to read that. Cove's parents left the back office and came over, catching your attention. Sorry, kids. It looks like it's gonna be a long one. I know usually others hold the fort down, but I really need to stay here today. Yikes. I know you just wanted a little visit. It'd be boring getting stuck all day because of me. Kyra can take my car and go back to the neighborhood. Cove and Derek gave him an understanding look. Mr. Holden crossed his arms and flashed you all a big smile, trying to lift the mood. One condition is that someone has to remember to come back for me later. You don't get to strand me here, no matter how funny that might be. Kyra laughed and gave a thumbs up. Mr. Holden seemed satisfied with that. He moved on with the explanation. Derek, your dad also has his hands full today, so he doesn't have time to run you back home.
It's okay.
That's alright, sir. The title Sir got an awkward chuckle out of Cliff, which was cut short when Kyra elbowed him teasingly.
What do you think?
You already said I could borrow your car. Why don't I take all the kids somewhere fun for the afternoon?
Absolutely.
That's fine with me. Just please come back eventually. Sometime today, Kyra. After multiple jokes about being left with no ride, you had to wonder if that actually happened in their past together. For you, my good sir, I swear, cross my heart. Happy with the promise, Cliff took out his black wallet and offered a $50 bill to Kyra. Here, in case you need gas or anything else while you're out. Kyra smiled knowingly and accepted the bill without hesitation. Thank you. Cove's dad stuck the wallet into his back pocket while he waved with the free hand. Okay, time for me to jump back into work. Have fun for me. Bye, Dad. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye, Mr. Holden. Goodbye, sirs and madams. He left the room with a wink and a flare, disappearing into the employees-only area of the shop. When Mr. Holden was out of sight, Kyra silently rolled over the counter and carefully placed the $50 bill there. She turned back around and beamed a large smile at you and the others. Come on, gang. Let's see if this town has a mall.
Yeah.
Lee's like, yes. Unable to contain her excitement, Lee actually jumped with joy, while Cove and Derek just grinned. There wasn't a mall in your hometown, but Mr. Holden's store wasn't in Sunset Bird. It might be possible to find a small mall out here. You felt pumped. You felt okay about that. You really didn't want to go there. You felt pumped. Heck yeah, malls are great. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, heck yeah. See, we're already in sync. This is my character, this is me. My self-insert. Let's go. She quickly herded the group out of the store and into the car.
Cove.
As a driver, I get to choose my partner in crime. Naturally, I bestow the position of shotgun to my baby. Her comment had both Derek and Lee snickering. Cove was for sure embarrassed over the phrasing and blatant favoritism, but he took the seat by his mom without complaint. You decided to stick up for Cove. You decided to jokingly complain at the special treatment. You were fine with that. You kept quiet. Kyra, what? I'm not your child now. What? How dare you? I'm kidding. You decided to stick up for Cove. You decided to jokingly complain at the special treatment. You're fine with that. I kind of want to see what happens if I joke though. Boo, you're supposed to call shotgun, not assign it. You got a hearty laugh out of Kyra. Sorry, you'll get where I'm coming from when you start driving. You'll understand when you're older with the worst excuse. That's cute. Well, we made Kyra laugh, so you were fine with that. You got shotgun in your own car a lot too. It made sense that he got priority here. I'll take the middle seat. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want a window seat. You two can have them. Are you cool? Are you cool with that? You thought it was odd that anyone would give up a window seat, but you knew Derek tried to be especially polite when he was a guest. You nodded.
Fantastic.
Good. Sounds like we're all in agreement. Everyone squeezed into the car, buckling in. Kyra turned the radio on and set it to Top 40's pop station. You were into it. You didn't like it. You asked if the radio station could be changed. You were into it. Quickly, you recognized the song playing. It was a new one by an artist you were listening to a lot recently. It wasn't long until your group realized that they were lost. But after driving in enough circles, Kyra's struggle paid off when she found a local mall. There were more cheers from Lee as Kyra pulled into the parking lot. Once your group had made it inside, the first order of business on this trip was checking what this mall actually had. Where should we go? Ooh, I think I see a makeup store ahead. She rolled on her tippy toes to get a better view. Meanwhile, Derek was eyeing the directory. There's a chocolate shop. Seriously, we have to go there. Yes, wait. And we need to find a decent jewelry shop. I need new hair ties and barrettes.
Nice.
We also gotta at least look for a game store. There's tons of things you can't get anywhere but a store that is just for video games. Hey, what are you thinking, Cove? I want to look at the fish in the pet store. You could have guessed that much. Anywhere else? He smiled with some bashfulness. The bookstore. Can we go to a camping and outdoor supply shop? What about you, Arian? Okay. So I'm gonna say also I really like video games, but I doubt I'll have anything. I doubt I'll have any money to buy in there. To buy stuff in there. So we're gonna have art supplies. An art supply store. Probably the video game store too, yeah. The chocolate shop. Clothing store, food store, music shop. Oh yeah, and the bookstore too. And that's all about that really interested you. That's certainly a list. Good thing we have all afternoon. Yeah. I have my own shops I want to make. Let's agree to regroup here at 7 p.m. You're not coming with us? We're all in the same building. You won't be as alone as you think. I'll only be a few minutes away at most. You're old enough to enjoy the mall without me hovering. Okay.
See you soon.
Be back here at 7 p.m. Toodaloo. Toodaloo. Toodles. Leaving Derek and Lee stunned by their newfound freedom, Kyra walked off. When she was almost out of sight, Derek's face twisted in confusion. Wow, she's really gone. I can't believe she just did that. This is so cool. We get to do whatever we want. You were happy about it. Talking about an amazing opportunity. Yeah, I get to hang out with like my friends and my potential amazing soon-to-be boyfriend and my cousin / best friend, good friend, potential boyfriend, and cousin / best friend. This is an amazing group for me right here. It really is exciting. With the decision already made, Derek tried to pull together his earlier enthusiasm for the trip.
So
where are we going first? Time's a wasting. Whatever's closest. Things were coming together, but you realized there might be a flaw in today's sudden plan. What's wrong, Irene? Did everybody bring money with them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I did. I always have some on me when I come all the way out here. I'm gonna say, yeah, you left all your money at home. The original plan was only visiting Mr. Holden's store. You didn't have any money at all since you ended up spending it when you got it. I'm gonna say I left it at home because our mindset was on only visiting the store. So, no, I didn't think I'd need it. Derek looked at you sympathetically.
I get it.
I can lend you some if you need it. Cove smiled at you reassuringly.
It's okay.
I know I don't mind getting you anything if you want it. Yeah, don't worry. I can get your tab. You can pay me back later. You rejected the offer right up front. No thanks. Well, are we gonna do the me option, or we're gonna be like, yeah, sure, let's let our friends spoil us for today. We're gonna save here, and because I'm curious on what happens if I just straight up reject the offer. Thanks, but it's okay.
You sure?
Are you sure? Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. Plus, there's nothing I need. Okay, there's no reason to feel bad about it. We can still have fun. How often do we get to go to the mall together? Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's probably something I would do. I just feel bad if I made them all spend money on me. So we're gonna backtrack and we're gonna load and look at the other option, dialogue option. You let them know if you really needed it. I'll let you know if there's something I want to get, thanks. Lee waved that right off. We're here to have fun, not worry about anything. How often do we get to go to the mall together? Never, basically. It's special.
Right.
Right? Don't feel bad about it. Now that everything was squared away, you explored the mall together as a group. There were many shops you managed to venture into so far. You all even went into an art supply store, leaving you with a pep in your step. This was better than you thought, and there was still so much to see. After having hit many of the top priority stores, you found yourself passing by a small booth. It was decorated in wind chimes of various sizes. You raised a hand to one of the smaller ones. What sparked your attention next was Cove. You thought for sure he was going to stop at the booth by the way he looked at it, but he kept going. Do you want one? It wasn't until Lee asked that you realized you had stopped in front of the booth without saying anything. Lee continued to encourage you. You should get one! Well, he did look at it, but then he kept going. So, you wanted one, but for somebody else. I feel like I would notice that. They had caught your attention, but they had caught your attention, though it was because it might make a nice gift. You wonder if Lee was planning on becoming a wild time salesperson, since she kept a wind time salesperson, since she kept pushing it. Oh geez, I had not realized I'd already been streaming for like 29 minutes. I have one like this at home, and it makes the prettiest sound. Can I borrow some money?
Totally.
Of course. Your gaze traveled over to the boys. They were paying you and Lee no mind as they continued along. You were gonna get one for Cove because I just want one for Cove. Can I get that one, please? Lee raised an eyebrow and looked at you for a moment, and then she giggled. Alright, one wind chime for Cove. She she dug out her money and paid for you. A large, mischievous smile spread across her face. The shopkeeper carefully wrapped your purchase and handed it back to you in a bag. You accepted and then raced off with Lee to catch up to the boys. For Cove, you had picked out a beautiful wind chime that had a dolphin with a simple design of silver poles, like crystal strands. Obviously the dolphin, because the dolphin is amazing. You had a feeling he'd appreciate that. After leaving the clothing store, one that Lee couldn't resist exploring, and your friends found themselves walking down the main hall of the mall again. It wasn't long until everyone you were with had their eyes on the smoothie kiosk ahead. Should we stop? Yeah. As you approached, your eye was drawn to the dizzying list of smoothie combinations. Apart, you wondered how long it would take to try them all. Hi there. Do you need a rundown on how this works? Yes, please. Okay, first off, you pick up to 3 options, fruit or berries, and I'll add them to the ice and the store's special smoothie base. And then you'll have your very own smoothie for $4. There's only one size. Cove leaned over the counter a bit. Several options. He intently studied the plentiful fruit and berry options. I'm gonna get a strawberry banana smoothie with coconut too. Ooh. I don't like strawberry or banana too either in some cases, but that coconut added with it did make it sound a little good. I'd probably try it. Sounds good. Is anyone else getting something? Can I get one that's just all mango? Of course.
Thanks.
I'd like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries for mine. Thanks. Strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries. Thanks. The shopkeeper looked at you now. Heck. Yeah, sure, I want one. Could I get... Ooh, okay. Okay, what sounds good? We're gonna get... mango... a mango... peach... a mango peach pineapple... okay. No, a mango... Okay, let me go back. You wanted one? Okay, let me see. Mango peach... mango pineapple... Ooh, mango pineapple raspberry... raspberry coconut mango. Ooh. I don't know. That actually does sound really, really good. Okay, we're gonna get a raspberry mango coconut. And that was everything. At that, everyone started fishing their money out of their pockets. Someone's going to pay for mine, right? Uh-huh. I can get your smoothie, Irene. I can do that too. I said it first. You have to be faster than that. Cove didn't seem to appreciate her joking tone and took it almost as a challenge. Then, how much money did you bring? If it's less than what I have, I should be the one who pays. What? Way to be a sore loser. Thank you. You, Lee, and Cove turned your heads to see Derek standing in front of the register. Oh, God. Derek was smooth with it. He said, I got you, fam. Don't even worry about it. He just, while they were arguing, he just whipped out money. He's like, I got this. I got this. Just slide it over. Just like, gotta keep it on the low. He bypassed everyone and paid for the entire order with a 20. With a 20 and a smile on his face. Remaining remaining change went into the tip jar. He noticed the audience he had now and cocked an eyebrow. What? I could have paid. Thanks. This is why I always have money on me. To take care of things. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. You walked over to the other side of the booth where the drinks were put when they were done. Derek bounced on his feet, excited for his to be ready. This is gonna be good. Lee chimed in with her own enthusiasm. Blech. Everyone says their smoothie-based stuff can make any drink great. Cove, while quieter, looked just as eager for his smoothie. Luckily, there hadn't been anyone else before you, so it wasn't a long wait. Your group collected the fresh drinks, and as they were placed on the counter, straws were placed through the opening at the top of the cup, and the first tentative sips were had. Derek sighed in satisfaction after his taste. Speaking of drink, I'm going to get a drink now. Water is good for you people. Derek sighed in satisfaction after his taste. Mango is too delicious. Mine is super good too. Cove nodded and hummed in agreement. His straw was still in his mouth. You're regretting your choice. You thought it was okay. You thought it wasn't as great as you expected. You were really happy with yours. This is perfect. Cool. We all made excellent choices today. Yeah. Ah, no. That might be a little awkward. Sneakily, you want to steal a sip of someone else's smoothie. I don't know. I kind of want to ask Vincent's like, is he gonna freak? Is he gonna let me drink it, or is he gonna freak? Okay, so we're gonna save over our option there. We're gonna ask him. Cove, could I have a drink of yours? Hailed as he was drinking. I knew he was gonna freak. At that, Cove accidentally inhaled as he was drinking. His face was burning red from embarrassment and coughing that shook him. Dude, are you okay? Derek gave him a few passes back. His hacking was only starting to slow. I bet it ended up going the wrong way. It sucks when that happens. Lee elbowed you teasingly the moment she got your attention and started laughing and gesturing between you and Cove. Moments later, Cove was finally able to breathe normally. Then he wiped his mouth with his free hand. His gaze locked to the floor as he nervously started chewing on his straw. You could tell he was torn. He didn't seem to want to say no, but he couldn't bring himself to say yes either. Derek couldn't watch the scene anymore, drinking his own smoothie as he pretended to be fascinated by the displays in the store as your group was passing by. Lee hadn't stopped looking over you two. You can tell she was living for every bit of the situation. Oh no. Cove's unhappy stare went from Lee to Derek, all while still shyly sipping on his smoothie. You wonder if he was trying to will them to intervene. Feeling his stare, Derek peeked back towards Cove. The only response he offered was an understanding sigh. Oh, I don't know. Okay, there's so many options and paths to go down. Let's see. We're gonna save again, but in a different one. Because we're gonna probably, maybe run it back. So, you teased him, you decided to let it go. You reassured him. Ignore those two. They're making it a big deal. But it's nothing worth all the attention. He defeated with a sigh and Cove, oh! He's actually letting us get a drink. With a defeated sigh, Cove delicately moved the hand holding his drink towards you. He invited you to proceed with his eyes. Leaning in, you took a sip. It was an especially sweet combination. Thanks. He nodded and brought his smoothie back closer to his body, but he didn't start drinking again. You're welcome. You were satisfied with that. You want to ask someone else to try their smoothie. Oh, okay. So, okay, we are gonna run it back, actually. So, okay, we're gonna run it back all the way. Actually, we're going to load here. Yes, we're gonna try leaves first, and then maybe we're just gonna see if we can have a drink of everybody's. Hey Lee, can I taste what you got? As long as you let me try yours too. Deal. You and Lee swapped cups and took several sips before swapping back. The berry blend tasted very strong. I like yours, but I'm really happy I got this. Thanks, Lee.
You're welcome.
I'm always here to help. You want to ask someone else to try their smoothie. We're gonna try everybody's. Excuse me. Can I have a sip of yours, sir? You can. He held his cup out for you to take it, but instead it was easier just to lean towards and take a sip from his straw. He blushed slightly at the gesture. That's good. That is good mango. Thanks. And so that's what we do with our that's what we do with our fruits. Sharing is caring. Derek winked and a small laugh escaped you. The mango in a smoothie actually reminded you a lot of the fruit bouquet you had at the start of summer. You want to ask someone else. He asked if you could try Cove's smoothie. Cove, could I have a drink of yours? At that Cove... Well, yeah, basically, yeah, he inhaled. Dude, are you okay? Okay, yeah, you reassured him. There we go. He invited you to proceed with his eyes. Leaning in, you took a sip. It was especially sweet combination. Thanks. He nodded and brought a smoothie back close to his body, but he didn't start drinking again.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Ah, my heart. That was great. I love my decisions. As your group continued to wander the mall, you came to an area in the path that was wider. In the center of the opening was a collection of quarter-operated ride-on machines. Derek stopped as soon as he saw them, smiling ear to ear. I wanna ride. I think we might be too big.
No way.
No way, we're not that old yet. He eagerly headed over to the machines, wanting to get a better look. Lee went along with it, smiling. You thought his idea was childish. You wanted to ride too. You didn't care one way or another. You stayed quiet about it. You know what? Let's all have a go. I call the horse. You quickly chased after Derek. He turned his head back at the sound of your footsteps and gave a thumbs up over his shoulder. Reconvening around Derek. You watched as he focused on the various brightly colored rides. Most were designed to look like real machines, but there were also some horse-shaped ones. One of them could even sit 2 people. Okay, Lee. Lee leaned in close to you and whispered playfully while pointing directly at the soul machine made for a pair. You should ride that one with Cove. You agreed. She was really onto something there. You rolled your eyes. You disagreed. You disagreed. It was too crazy. You felt unsure. You didn't reply to her. You know what, Lee? You're onto something. That might be fun. I called a helicopter. Why?
Cool.
It's the coolest. And I think it'll move the most. He started digging in his pockets, pulling out whatever money he had left. Wait. Is everything okay? I need 4 quarters, right? Yeah. I only have 2. There has to be more between all of us. Hold on. Pockets, wallets, and purses were checked over. Derek still had 2 quarters. Cove only had 1, and Lee ended up with the most. And Lee ended up with the most at 3. You didn't have any.
Worry about it.
You can have mine. Thanks, but you don't have to. It's not enough for me. And even if it was, it'd be done to ride while you had to watch. Cove shrugged. He had tried and failed and looked unsure what to do next. Why don't we all get on one ride? I don't think we'd all fit on one. I don't even see one that would... Okay, maybe there is one and I just didn't see it, but... we don't need that anymore because I went down the path of just taking a sip of everybody's. Why don't we all just get on one? Yeah. Could that work? Cove shook his head. It'll be fine. I got it figured out. Lee walked up to the car and studied it for a moment. She went all the way around it before she headed back to her group with a big smile. Okay, Derek and Cove, you get in the car. You'll use the real seat. They both stared at her, unsure. Ultimately, they did what she said anyways. They left the... They fit. Albeit very awkwardly. That was mostly Cove's long legs' fault. Irene, we can climb into the back part of the car. We'll be right behind the seats. It'll work. This had been your suggestion originally, so you went along with the arrangement. Once you and Lee got yourself situated, everyone passed their quarter contributions to Derek. He leaned forward and slipped the quarters in the machine slots. Jerkily, it moved. There were a chorus of nervous chuckles and giggles as everyone lurched backwards. Lee bent more forward so that she could have a hand on the back of the boys' seats to keep steady. You were really into it. Your enjoyment spilled over into deep laughter. This was turning out to be more fun than you expected. We're gonna break it! Don't jinx it! I wanna get off! Cove looked uncomfortable with the whole experience. Both hands gripped on his side of the car. We'll live. Hang in there, Cove. Yeah. Cove didn't say anything more. He held the edge of the car tighter as they went up and down and side to side. It wasn't long for Derek's fear of breaking the car was pushed aside. A large smile replaced the concern that had been on his face. Woo! Look at us go! Yay! With every buckle of the machine, you kept nearly falling over and bumping into Lee, who laughed every time. He smiled right along with her as you fought to remain upright. You all did the best you could to keep it together during the remainder of the ride. Luckily, the car came to an end without breaking. And you noticed something at the corner of your eye. You tilted your head to look directly at it and you burst into laughter. What's funny? You turned back to your group and not in the direction of where you were looking. Isn't that one of those machines that takes dollars and gives quarters back? The kind that exists for people who don't have quarters on hand? Everyone's head moved that way and saw that you were right. Derek chuckled awkwardly. That's exactly what that is. We're kinda dumb. We have to be the misstep this whole time. Come on, let's just put this behind us. There's still places open. We haven't been everywhere yet. Har har. Here, here. Here, here, or har har? It's here, here. You moved along from one stop towards your next, with jovial from the experience. Shortly into your walk, Lee ran over to a nearby trash can and tossed her smoothie cup. Derek went after her and threw his cup away. You followed suit and got rid of your empty cup too. Cove went up to the trash can last and threw out his very full cup. Oh. So much of his drink was left that you couldn't help but wonder if he continued drinking it after your stunt. He had been so focused on sipping originally, it had to be that he was too uncomfortable to use the straw after you had. Oh, now I feel bad. You felt bad. All that smoothie went to waste and Cove barely got to drink his drink before you pushed to try it. Cove must have felt your eyes on him because he met your gaze, and you weren't sure if he could tell what you were thinking. Instead of calling him out about the drink, you kept it to yourself. You knew Cove well enough to guess that it would just make things worse. Cove smiled at you before turning back to listen to whatever Derek was trying to tell him. You resolved not to focus on the smoothie incident. Bleh. The clock inched closer to 7 p.m. as you all made your way back to the directory. It was hard to believe how fast the day went by.
So,
Where do you think your mom ended up today? We didn't see her anywhere. I don't know. She's just like that. I don't know. She's just like that. Ooh, it's a mystery. Despite having vanished for the entire trip so far. When 7 p.m. hit, you spotted Kyra coming over, waving cheerily. As soon as she was close enough, she pinched Cove's cheek.
hey,
Hey, baby and friends. Hi, Mom. He pushed her hand back with one hand and rubbed his cheek with the other. Did you have a good day, gang? Yeah. Today was awesome. We did so much. It was fun. You really enjoyed the day. There was no hiding your joy. Like the others, you were smiling ear to ear because today went so much better than you expected. I'm glad we came here. I want to hear all about it during the ride back. He clapped our hands together once, making sure she had everyone's undivided attention. Speaking of that, we better head out. Cliff must be missing us, and you've got to be starving. It's dinner time, and you haven't eaten anything yet. Yeah. Everyone followed her lead and started walking out the door to the parking lot. Something about what Kyra said felt off to you. There are tons of places to eat. It's a mall. You could have had dinner. You wonder if it was just a good guess, but you could feel your eyebrows rise when it dawned on you. She must have been keeping an eye on you after all. You weren't pleased about that. She didn't have to lie. That was actually pretty slick. You weren't sure about that. It seemed kind of sketchy. That was actually pretty slick. If she hadn't made that comment, you never would have known. You found it hard not to be impressed. Not once did you recall even catching a glimpse of her hanging around. Hanging around though. Now that you think about it, not seeing her ever was suspicious in and of itself. Shaking off those thoughts, you caught up with the others. Keeping that same seating arrangement as earlier, you all piled into the car and started heading back to the store. The drive went by without any problems, and it was filled with chatter about the various things everyone saw around the mall. Soon enough, you arrived at your destination. It was a much faster trip, considering this time Kyra knew where she was going. Hearing the light jingle of bells from the front door being opened, Cliff poked his head out of the back. He lit up seeing who was there. Hey, sport. Did everyone have an adventure? Hi, Dad. We had a blast. Yes. We found the mall. Aww. The mall? Wish I could have joined. He deflated in an exaggerated way. His shoulders slopped. Kyra put a hand on his arm and smiled. There'll be other times. Are you set here? Are you set here? Almost. Mr. Holden sighed for real. When he pulled himself together, standing up straight.
Do you mind?
I just need a little more time to finish up. Will you be alright killing time for a little bit longer? It's okay. Yes, sir. No problem, Mr. Holden.
Sure.
We can have fun here. Excellent. What a great group of kids. He gave an approving thumbs up and Kyra nodded along. I'll give you a hand. I remember the ropes. Why, thank you. They walked side by side to the back room. Before he was out of sight, Cliff stopped and looked over his shoulder. If you leave the shop, don't go far. It's getting late. And then the parents were gone again. Let's go to the docks. They're right down the way. Yeah. Oh, I saw those on the way here, and I really wanted to check it out. Are you coming, Irene? Alright. With a smile, Cove showed the way. Between the warm summer air and the smell of the ocean, you couldn't ask for a better night. Thanks for letting me come. Me too.
Right?
Right? I'm happy we did this. Today was great. Cove, your mom and dad are really cool. Really? Totally. Cove looked at Lee oddly. He ran a hand through his hair, and then a puzzled expression cracked with a chuckle.
Yes.
I guess sometimes they are. You continued walking. Every so often, you would look up at the sky and see several stars poking out between the clouds. At one point, you noticed that Cove stopped while Derek and Lee kept on ahead, busily chatting. Initially, you wondered if something was wrong, but you quickly noticed that he still looked to be in good spirits. You decided to hang back with Cove, and he gave you a quick, acknowledging look when you stopped at his side. You could taste the seesaw as he took a breath of the ocean air. Silently, you and Cove watched the ocean for a while. There was something about the waves that you always found soothing. You couldn't think of a better way to end a busy day. And then it hit you, the wind chime. This is the perfect moment. Quickly, you dug the wrapped package out of your bag. Hey, Cove? He barely replied. His focus was mostly on lazily watching the sea. The paper wrapping crinkled as you pushed the package towards, not trying to make him realize. He finally caught sight of it and his eyes raised up high. Gingerly, Cove accepted the gift. Just seeing the present brought a smile to Cove's face. Oh, and I dropped something. He carefully opened it. His whole body brightened when he recognized the chime.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You suggested that the chime simply made you think of him. You didn't know what to say. You explained that Cove had given you gifts and you wanted to get him something in return. You talked about how he seemed to want it. You suggested that the chime simply made you think of him, yeah. I thought it suited you, so I got it. Really? Cove seemed to grow even bigger. Cove's smile seemed to grow even bigger, and his blush deepened. He looked sincerely happy. You're just... He wasn't even able to find the words to finish his thought. Then Cove started getting shy over his bashfulness and put a hand over his mouth. You were so happy that buying the wind chime was the right call.
Irene.
I'll take such good care of it, Irene. Thank you. You're welcome. Not much time later, Derek's chipper voice caught your attention, and you and Cove both turned your gaze towards the pier. What are you doing there, slowpokes? Get over here. Hey, come on. You looked at Cove the same time you looked at Cove the same time he looked at you. You grinned and nodded your head in the direction of your friends. He gave you a small smile in return. Your footsteps echoed against the wooden plank of the dock and into the night as you ran to catch up. That was cute. That was so cute. I'm really curious what escape aid means. It's birthday, summer work, escape aid, soiree. Is that like a Christmas thing? Soiree? Wait, no, it's summer. It's summer, so I don't even know why I said that. That was dumb. I was like, is that a Christmas day? Birthday, summer work, escape aid. Okay, let's do birthday. It was a pleasant afternoon. The sun shone brightly and the breeze tugged lightly at the balloons strung around the park. You and Cove had just been dropped off at Miranda something's birthday party. You didn't really know Miranda. This year was the first time you had a class with her, and everyone at school knew her as quiet. The shy girl stuck to her own friend group like glue. Bleh. It had been a surprise that she was having such a big party. You looked around the expense park, a spacious recreation center in the center of town, and noticed a bouncy castle. Miranda had a bit of a reputation for not caring if she acted mature like other teens sometimes did. It made a certain amount of sense that at her party that would match. You thought Miranda was sweet. You thought Miranda was weird. You thought Miranda was sweet. You had always gotten the vibe that she was nice, and inviting you to her party proved it. You liked that she wasn't obsessed with proving she was a grown-up. Maybe hanging out today would be fun. You hadn't had a choice in coming here today. Your mom's insisted on it after you got the invitation. As did Cove. Oh boy. Oh yeah, there we go. I lost my mouse for a second there. As did Cove's mom and dad. So both of you were driven to the next town with presents in tow. All the parents had been pretty firm about going to a birthday if you'd been invited. You wonder if it was an adult thing. I think it's agreed to go to people's party, especially like if you're friends. It was only polite to go to Miranda's party. I mean, yeah, she did invite you. Your moms were happy with your attitude as well. Cove made a small noise which caught your attention. He looked around, scanning the area, fidgeting with his gift in hand. Any idea what we're supposed to do with these? You looked at your own present and then towards the sitting area. There was a table stacked with snacks, drinks, supplies for various party games. Past all that, you spotted a table in the back that seemed to have a truckload of gifts. You pointed it out to Cove. I see presents, let's go. Cove nodded with a smile and turned to where you gestured. He saw it too. Cool. You and Cove began to walk over to the present table, flattening the well-trimmed grass beneath your feet. You walked past groups of people, classmates in semicircles broken up into the usual friend groups chatted away. You, or maybe Cove, received the occasional greeting or friendly nod. However, as you passed by even more people that you had never seen, you become aware that there are more strangers here than not. It was more crowded than you expected. Miranda, Eckert. I don't know. Miranda Eckert, the quiet girl, was hosting the most populated birthday party you had ever been to in a long time. You looked at the new faces and thought you saw something of Miranda in them. Cousins, nieces, or nephews maybe? Parties could be a big deal in her family. Both of you reached the table. You set your gift down in an empty space, brushing some confetti aside, and Cove placed his gift gently next to it. He looked at the present thoughtfully. Hey, what'd you get her? Before you had a chance to answer, Cove opened his mouth again and tapped his gift. I found this sparkly backpack. I figured she could use it for school or a trip or something. Your mom had taken you out shopping the other day. You searched through the store and ultimately... picked out a stuffed animal. The wide eyes of the plush had called to you. You weren't sure what in its face made you think of Miranda, but it seemed to appropriate. It seemed appropriate. Your mom's agreed that it was a fine present, and Mom helped you wrap it. You described it briefly to Cove. You described it to Cove briefly, and he had no objections. Excuse me. Blech. Okay. Not a bad idea. He brushed his hands against the side of his... He brushed his hands against the insides of his palms. I really hope Miranda likes her gifts, but I think we both did good. With that, he gave you a sunny grin. He touched the gift one more time and then stepped away. Without the direction of needing to put stuff away, the two of you weren't sure what to do next. You felt a little awkward and Cove shrunk in on himself as he looked around. There were more guests heading to the present table, so you turned away and wandered over to a nearby tree where you wouldn't be in the way. From there, you both inspected the area and planned the next step. You were glad Cove had been invited too. At least you had his company in this unfamiliar place. You watched him and he gave you a nervous grin. It reassured you a little and he smiled back. What next? Cove did not appreciate being put on the spot. He was just as unsure as you were. Birthday party stuff? It didn't seem to be time for cake, with the people still arriving. Nothing else seemed to be organizing yet either. He noticed that himself. Excuse me, and tried again. We could find Miranda. That was an idea. It made sense to greet the birthday girl. Okay, we could say hello. Wish her happy birthday. Ask her what she wants people to do. It sounds good. And with that point, it was decided. The Miranda hunt began. You wandered around. Anytime you saw someone with Miranda's hair color, you got a little closer. But more than once, it turned out to not actually be her. Hey, look! He finally pointed over to the real Miranda, and she smiled slightly when you both approached, but ducked her head. She seemed a little overwhelmed with being the center of attention today. Oh, it's this Miranda! The person that... that's so cool! Okay, so we're gonna meet younger Miranda and Terry? And that's how we became friends? That's so cool. Okay, that's so cool. My buddies! Okay, I was a little confused at first. I was like, Miranda, new character? Hello? I don't remember Miranda, but now I do, now that I'm putting the face with the name. Hi, Cove. Hi, Irene. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Oh, she's so cute. Little Miranda. Okay. Thanks, I'm really glad you could come. You stood awkwardly. Miranda did seem genuinely happy, but there was still a distance between you two. This is a great looking party. Thank you. Is there something we need to do, or should we just hang out? Oh, well, you can talk to people.
If you want.
Oh.
There are games that are gonna start soon.
Oh, she's talking. She... I didn't even... I was going to read it, but then I thought she was just gonna do the usual, like, I'm gonna say 2 words and that's gonna be it. But no, she's talking. Okay. Oh, well, you can talk to people if you want. There are games, that are gonna start soon. And the bounce house should be open later. If you feel like jumping, then after that, it's cake and present time. And we'll have ice cream too. After that is when people will start going home. I hope that's okay with you guys. Cove nodded, seemed a little more confident about the situation now. That's a plan. Thanks. You gave Miranda a thumbs up and she smiled in return. She seemed to be slightly less uncomfortable. Miranda waited there and became hyper aware of the silence forming. Oh, you heard a shout for a Randy, and Miranda brightened up. A total 180 with how stiff she had been with you. I've gotta talk to some more people. Bye. The birthday girl ran off to her friend, leaving you and Cove with at least a little more idea of what to expect. You both glanced at each other wordlessly. All that was left now was finding something to fill the time until the activities began. I feel like if we're friends, I mean, we're friends, we're happy. I feel like we could talk. You started talking about how you felt about this kind of birthday party, and what you wanted to do for your next party. Cove made the occasional suggestion. The conversation became silly, and as you started joking about the ridiculous party ideas. Cove wanted a moon party, and you wondered if there was everyone who had ever tried to make a cake big enough to be the party location. Suddenly, a loud voice boomed over the crowd. The constant buzz of conversation dropped as one of the adults, maybe Miranda's dad, asked the kids to gather around because it was game time. I wonder what's gonna happen. You scanned the area to make a guess. Still a picture of a donkey hung on a tree, a table out of the candy, and even more balloons. I guess we'd be playing pin the tail on the donkey. I doubt it. Then what do you think it's about? He pointed to the poster of the tailless donkey and he shook his head. I've never seen anybody play that in real life. The adult announced that the children under 10 would have the first turn in the bounce house. For everyone else, it was time to play pin the tail on the donkey. You had called it. Cove raised his eyebrows. He was surprised for sure. You were fine with that game. You didn't have anything against pin the tail on the donkey. It would probably turn out okay. You casually stepped up to join the line. The donkey in question was a cartoony poster with big eyes that looked more like ping pongs. It was positioned a few feet above the ground on the tree trunk. The teen who arrived first was blindfolded and then spun around. He was nudged to the sign and away from the other kids so he wouldn't stick someone with the tail instead. Unfortunately for him, he placed the tail on the donkey's head like some kind of bizarre earring. He wouldn't be winning that that far from the target. The next opponent did far better, landing it on the donkey's back. The spectators clapped politely and the line moved up. More teens tried their hand at it, some got closer than others, but no one had got it perfectly yet. So it was Cove's turn. He was blindfolded and spun around like the others. At this point, it was a close match, and everyone was everyone watching had bated breath. The Cove approached the donkey and stuck the tail on without any hesitation. Cove stood back and removed his blindfold, cheering when he saw how close he was. He turned his head over his shoulder and grinned at you. Your turn. You took your turn. Of course, we're gonna take our turn. When the blindfold on the bright part became utterly dark. With the blindfold on, the bright part became utterly dark. As you were spun around, the sounds around you seemed to get louder. At least you could tell the direction from the bounce house from the shrieks of the younger children. You stopped spinning and stepped forward, tail in hand. It was time to give it a stab. You reached and placed it up. You placed it directly in front of you. No, we're gonna place it directly in front of us. You pressed the tail onto the target and stepped back. You took your blindfold to check the results. There were a few oohs from the crowd and some irregular clapping. As soon as you could clearly see, you realized you missed the mark by a lot. You kind of got to Cove as you handed back the blindfold. He was pleased, no doubt feeling good that his tail was closer. A few more kids took their turn. One girl managed to somehow pin the tail on the opposite side of the tree. You're pretty sure it happened on purpose. With the line empty, the game was finally over. The adult running things started to inspect the donkey. At this point, the sign was more tails than donkey. In the end, someone you didn't know was announced the winner. You and both could exchange a look as you clapped politely. Huh. He sighed and looked back at the board. I was so close, too. It was a good game. You were also disappointed. I felt like he could have won. He should have won that. It was a good game. Yeah. He watched the winner and considered whether to say something to him. He hesitated, however, and ended up not approaching the team. An older team walked up tall enough to tower you in Cove. You felt a little intimidated by the stern-faced teenager until she started to speak. Her voice was low, but friendlier than her tough frown would suggest. Hi, I'm handing out party favors. Do you want one? She showed you the party hat. She insisted that they were key to a true partying mood. She had two options: either a colorful headband with two tiny party hats arranged almost looked like ears, or a tiara with a star on it. They were both very festive.
It's okay.
No thanks. The new teen hadn't actually glared at him, but the default facial expression just seemed grim. You want the one with the headband. The headband. You pointed to the pink hat. A teenager handed you the hat with a surprising amount of gusto given. Her expression never changed. She gave you a serious thumbs up for taking it. Okay, we're gonna go over the shopping trip. Let's encourage him. Let's encourage him to pick one. You held a pink headband hat in one and a crown in the other. You tried to imagine what they look like on Cove. You should really try it. It'd be great. He'll look back at the hats and then at you. With a sigh, he grabs one. The team at the hats clapped as she could clap as what she could with all the hats in her hands. The unknown teenager nodded approvingly as you both went to pass out hats to more people. You put the party hat on your head with a smile and it fit well. It was surprisingly comfortable. It really completes your look. When did you get so fashionable? He smirked and you adjusted your new accessory. I'm a party animal now. It does look very good to me, thanks. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm a party animal now. Really? Of course. I nodded with a thoughtful look in his face. If the party spirit is contained in party hats, does that mean they're haunted? You snorted at the suggestion, considering the hat on your head. It didn't seem haunted, but maybe that was what you wanted, what it wanted you to think. Oh my goodness. We're matching? What? We're matching? Oh, that's so cute. You look so cute with it on. Cove finally put his own hat on. He was nervous about it, his face uncertain. I don't know about this. I feel kind of silly. Does it look weird? You just giggled. You shook your head no. It looks silly. It's completely perfect. You look great, Cove. It's completely perfect. Completely perfect. Cove scratched his head, being careful not to displace his hat. A blush was on his cheek. Thank you. Thank you? After that. Oh wait, he was confused? He was confused by my compliment? I said it was completely perfect. What? Okay, well I like this option better then, if he likes this option better. I was either gonna pick one of those anyway. Oh, thanks. He had readjusted. He had readjusted his hat bashfully. After that, people in charge quickly set up for the next game. Teenagers milled about until they were told to find partners. You listened to the rules, straining your ears to listen to the adult announcing what you were supposed to do. It was a simple game. One person in a pair would throw candy while the other person had to catch it in their mouth. If they caught it, the pair would move on to the next round, where everyone would take a step back, and the former catcher would become the thrower. The game would continue and the pairs getting further and further until one set of partners were the only ones left standing, or everyone lost in a round. About half the guests had already found the partners. They moved fast. You noticed Cove had his eyes on you. Could we be partners? Neither of you were at all familiar with anyone else here. It'd be the safe choice to pair up. He agreed to be Cove's partner. Let's do it, partner. Cool. He beamed and you started wondering about your respective candy catching abilities. Two rows of players facing each other's form. Cove tilted his head towards them and you started to head over. You both lined up directly in front of each other and it took a while to pass out the candy. You were handed a small bag of gummies that smelled strongly fruity. You noticed Cove had took it upon himself to do a taste test of the red one across from you. They're not bad. tried one yourself. You ended up popping a purple gum in your mouth. It was sweet, and you guessed it was supposed to be grape flavored. It was strong. It was mostly just really sugary. And then it was time to begin. Cove's rope was set to throw first. He smiled nervously, his eyes wide with seriousness. You grinned wildly, and he seemed to relax a little bit. The game was on. The adult in charge shouted for the throwers to go. You and Cove were only a couple feet away from each other. With Cove's careful toss, you caught the candy easily. Like you, most other players moved on to the next round. There were a few gaps in the rows as everyone took a step back. The round was harder with the pairs further apart, but not overly so. It could be done if both partners tried. You did your best as you tossed it. We're winning! No, we're winning. No. You carefully plucked the gummy from the bag and felt the weight. You shifted it in your hands a couple of times for practice, and then told Cove you were ready. You went for an underhand throw, careful to aim for Cove's mouth. The blue candy arched and landed perfectly in Cove's mouth. You chewed it twice and then smiled widely. You could tell Cove was genuinely pleased to make it through another round. You were happy as well. Oh, we're winning. No, 100%. We didn't win the first game, but we're winning the second one. When the next round began, you took another step back. Cove was even further away now, but he made an okay sign. He was in this to win it. Around you, once packed rows of players had thinned out some. You wonder how many rounds everyone had left in them. Cove swung his arm and made eye contact with you. You nodded, and the green candy flew towards you. You tried your best to catch it. You followed the arch of the candy, opening your mouth wide. It had a slight spin to it, and you tilted your head to the left to compensate. You bit down on the candy, grinning with your victorious catch. It tasted sweet and vaguely like a Slurpee. Yeah, Irene! Cove was thrilled. He was entirely invested in the game at this point. Oh goodness gracious. We're getting so far apart. You and Cove were still in the game. You knew that this was the final round. Only a few other pairs were still left. Cove was determined to win. You could see it in the clench of his jaw and the careful way he watched you. You were charmed by his attitude. You didn't want to let him down. You thought this was funny. You felt nervous under the pressure. You equally wanted to win. You made it this far. It was time to go all the way. You looked around at your remaining competitors and prepared yourself. Cove gave you a firm grin, and you prepared to throw. Your fingers grabbed an orange gummy from the bag. It felt solid in your grasp, even your hand was starting to get sticky from touching all the sugary sweets. Cove leaned his face towards you and bent his knees, ready to catch. This time, he looked at the candy and then Cove. You tried your best. The candy flew like a missile straight towards him, and he positioned himself effortlessly for it. Cove caught the candy just like that. A wide grin spread on his face as he victoriously chomped down on the candy. Yes! Yay! Along with the cheer, he jumped up in excitement and pumped one arm. You looked to your left and then your right to see the remaining pairs walking away. Commiserating over their losses. With some shock, you realized that you and Cove were the only ones who made it that round. You won! You watched the moment Cove clicked into the same realization. His face brightened like sunshine as he jogged over to close the distance between you two. You stepped closer to meet him halfway. Oh, but I don't want to make him nervous. But we always hug. We have to hug again. It wouldn't feel right to not hug again. We're hugging. We're hugging. I'm not even going to. His eyes went big when you realized you were going for a hug. He smiled and caught you, hugging you back tightly. You won this together. Heck yeah. He giddily stomped his feet in place in front of you as he thought he couldn't contain his energy. As though he couldn't contain his energy. We did it! You adjusted the hat that had nearly fallen off throughout the event. We demolished the competition. Nice catch! Okay, I would say nice catch! Nice throw! The game runner strolled over and merrily gave you both a bunch more candy, on top of letting you keep the gummy bag. It was quite the collection. With the candy toss over, you were going to need something else to do. You didn't have to wait long. You heard someone in the crowd shout that the bounce house was officially open for the older kids. You and Cove shared a look. Cove smiled at you, and you knew he wanted in. You both ran over to the bouncy castle, kicked off your shoes, and crawled into the inflated castle with Cove. Cove hot on your heels. There were a couple of other teams already inside already. You started to get a feel for bouncing. Cove hopped from the middle to the side and back. Just after you landed with a particularly high jump, someone else snuck in. It was the birthday girl herself. Hi, Miranda. Hi, birthday girl. Miranda looked happy and waved both her hands at you and a mega what? With a mega something grin. With a mega grin. I hope you're having fun. She hopped around with her hands in front of her like a kangaroo. It was the surprisingly effective way to clear distance in the bounce house. When she jumped high, kicking both her legs out to the side, she bounced on the tip of her toes. She bounced on the tip of her toes with her finger. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Miranda hadn't run out of tricks yet. She jumped a couple more times, gaining height, before doing a backflip and tucking into a ball. She managed to land on her feet, but didn't quite stick the landing. She tumbled back and fell on her butt. Cove clapped at Miranda and inclined her head, almost like a bow. She was back to jumping in no time. You're so good at this. She bounced close enough to the two of you to talk without shouting across the way. Cove's bouncing slowed down to accommodate their conversation. My family gets these every year, and we have a trampoline in the backyard. That's really cool. Miranda giggled a bit and her eyes sparkled. Hey, I can launch someone if you want. If I jump in front of you, when you bounce, if I jump in front of you, then your bounce will go higher. Okay, launch me. Sure. Miranda leaped over to you, her excitement clear in her face. Cove watched with interest. She explained more clearly and how this was supposed to work, and you got ready to bounce on her cue. 1, 3, 2, 1. The moment she came down, you jumped high. The force of hers, as she said, helped launch you up. The air rushed past your face, and when you were coming back down, your feet hit the bounce house hard enough to help launch Miranda up a little as well. She giggled some more as the two of you took turns bouncing each other up. Cove clapped or offered suggestions. It was becoming clear that he wanted a turn too. Miranda invited him to join and tried to synchronize ear bounces to launch Cove up super high. First time resulted into everyone crashing down and a pile of laughs. By the fifth attempt, Cove managed to catch some serious airtime. You all had fun bouncing around. You twirled, Miranda did stunts. Cove tried to touch the highest tip in the castle ceiling. You and Cove chatted to Miranda more than you ever had at school. She was truly the queen of this bouncy castle. Whenever someone did something cool, everyone would cheer. If you fell, others would help you up. Eventually, more people wanted to take turns in the bounce house, so you and Cove left. As you slipped your shoes on, you saw Miranda get drawn into conversation with a group of adults. She would be talking to them for a while. You and Cove decided to take a break and hydrate. You went to the party table and grabbed some ice water. Cove handed you a party noisemaker he picked up from the same table and blew on it in his hand. It made a funny sound when it unrolled. Cove downed his drink in a couple of gulps. He had gotten pretty into bouncing after all. You were still sipping your water when Cove blew his noisemaker again. Then again. And again. It was almost a tune. You didn't recognize any particular melody, but the noisemaker also isn't an instrument. The noise cut through the hum of the other party guests, loud and unnoticeable. You started to blow on your own noisemaker. You blew your noisemaker back at Cove. I'm gonna join you. We're in this together. You put your noisemaker up to your lips and started making your own noise. Cove turned to you and blew the paper of his noisemaker at you. It was a hair's breadth away from touching you.
Great. You people again.
Oh, goodness gracious. I hope that's not Egghead. What is he doing here? Oh, good God. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Derek and Cove stopped me before. I'm getting my lick in. Let me crack these knuckles. I'm getting my lick in. Yeah. I'm getting my lick in. Oh, yeah. Actually, no, I'm glad you're here. Remember that conversation we were having before? Yeah. Let's run it back. Cove vaguely familiar someone vaguely familiar shouted at you and snapped your head to the side. Cove's noisemaker dropped from his mouth. The speaker stepped up, and there was no doubt it was Jeremy. That mean boy you met at the start of summer. Oh hey, it's the bowl cut kid. You groaned to the sight of him. You instantly got angry at his parents. You tried to ignore Jeremy being there. Maybe he'd wander off if you didn't interact. Why are you here? Cove's tongue was defensive. Why are you here? Cove's tongue was defensive. You watched Jeremy's face turn slack, as if Cove's question was the idiocy of all idiocies. Didn't I already explain this? He hadn't, so Oh, shit. Is he related to Miranda? Is this the family he was talking about? They don't look. They don't even look related. How? I hope not. He hadn't saw you and Cove exchange a look. Do you have memory loss? Are you really that stupid? Seriously.
I didn't walk here.
I didn't walk here. My parents brought me. Apparently, I couldn't just stay inside like I wanted. No, they insisted I get out and enjoy the day. Blah, blah. Have fun on vacation. Blah, blah, blah. He said enjoy the day and have fun on vacation. Like some people would say scrub the entire bathroom or listen to an off-key singer for 10 hours. They found a park since I hate the beach. Too bad I also hate parks. Ugh, it's dirty here. They don't know anything. Oh, and then and then I saw this stupid party and then decided to bother some adults by asking what was going on. I think they think maybe we could be included. It's moronic. Get it now? That's how my parents are, annoying and embarrassing. Why would anybody want strangers at their birthday? Why can't we ever just leave things alone? He huffed loudly, and his eyes shot daggers at some grown-ups that were presumably his parents. Going to somebody's birthday party? I mean, I'm fine as long as there's food and there's not jerks. I'm down to chill. Doesn't sound very bad. They're doing normal parent stuff to try making you happy. They don't want me to be happy. They want me to be happy doing what they want me to do. Jeremy's eyes slipped away from you to take in the rest of the park for a bit. It was a little awkward. It was possible he didn't know what to do. But then he spoke again.
Dumb.
How can people really go around in those embarrassing party hats? Do they think it's fun or something? How can a human being be so dumb? It's just kind of nice to do party stuff. Jeremy scoffed and unimpressed. The expression on his face was nasty as he spoke. I'm not surprised an empty-headed person like you would think that. Jeremy looked you over, completely dismissive. It's so rude that you can't help but feel offended. Cove's face hardened. He seemed more offended than anybody. He seemed more offended than anyone than when anyone actually insulted him personally. Oh, the boy is he's standing up for me. He's standing up for me like I did for him. Ah, it's so. Okay, wait. I gotta focus. I'm just like, I gotta get comfortable. This is interesting. Where's like the tea? The sipping teacup when you need it? Just because you don't know how to be happy doesn't mean no one else does. And it's not our fault if you hate everything. It's not okay for you to take it out on Irene. Oh shit. Oh shit. Well, speak your facts. She isn't doing anything wrong. You are. Ooh. Okay. Jeremy seemed unfazed by Cove's defense and sniffled. Irene can humiliate. Oh, you actually used my name. Okay. Irene can humiliate herself on her own. She doesn't need you to step in and do it for her. Ooh, I don't know. You drowned out his words with your noisemaker. You punched Jeremy in the face. There's so many options here. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, there's so many good options. I don't know what to pick. Oh, okay. So we're gonna go with the most extreme one. I'm gonna knock his lights out. Okay. Oof. Ooh, okay. We're gonna go with that one. But then we're gonna backtrack. You landed a solid punch to his nose. He shrieked and backed away, clutching his face. He glared furiously at you. You really are crazy. You're a dick. You're ruining someone's birthday. I'm gonna find your parents and tell them what's going on. Don't say anything like that ever again. You laughed at his reaction. Oh shit. I wasn't expecting there to be more dialogue options after I smacked him. Well, no, not even smacked him. I clocked him. You're a dick. You're a dick. Fuck you. You know what? Okay, do we call him a dick? Okay, we're gonna call him a dick. We're gonna call him a dick. You're a dick. People were starting to watch it. Your argument wasn't exactly quiet at this point. Why don't you just leave us alone if we're so awful? Jeremy groaned even more and tough. Talking you. Oh, he said. Oh, okay. Okay, he said dumbasses. And I thought what I said was bad. You wanna go? For real? I only hit you once. Let's go again. Let's fucking go again. Talking to you is pointless, dumbasses. He stalked off like the last time you saw him, muttering under his breath. Close sigh in relief, which Jerry was gone. He was relaxed, but only for a moment. He noticed how much attention you had drawn from the other guests. Luckily, it hadn't gone on long enough to get a real crowd. A concerned adult in blue button-up approached you and asked who was that and if everyone was alright.
Hey.
I'm fine. You cautious. Asking, just as much as the adult if you were okay. It's cool. Not what I would call fun, but I'll live. The concerned adult lingered for a few seconds, but nodded and left you alone. The Jeremy Fernasco was officially over. Cove rubbed his eyes, clearly ready to put that nonsense behind him. Then he started to laugh. It was a surprised laugh, breaking out of his chest without any actual joy. It was nervous and disbelieving, and all the complex emotions brought about by one meeting with Jeremy. I can't believe it. He spoke in fits and starts. I can't believe you actually punched him. You swore at him. He swore at me. You deserved it. You shrugged. He deserved it. You felt a little bad about... Okay. Actually, I kind of don't want to run it back. I don't really feel that sorry. I mean, Cove laughs, and so it's worth it. Okay, we're actually gonna save over it, because I kind of don't feel bad anymore. Yeah, I kind of don't really feel bad anymore. You shrugged. Actually, I'm going to be right there just a second. I'm just gonna plug up my phone really quickly, guys. And then we'll pick an option. I'm just gonna make sure that this doesn't die. mad at that died on me. Okay. Alright. So. Okay, here we go. He shrugged. He deserved it. He felt a little bad about it. You're still mad about it. Do you think it was too much? Cove nodded to himself and then continued speaking. I mean, I wouldn't want somebody to do it to me, but it's not like I can blame you. He was treating us so badly for no reason. I'm pretty sure he'll be okay. I bet it won't even change anything for him. Cove paused and shyly twisted his fingers together and acquired a voice as he spoke. And if you're bad for doing it, I'm bad too, because I kind of liked watching you do it. Okay, wait, I'm gonna... Okay, what was the other options? Shoot. Okay, it was... You felt a little bad about it, you shrugged, he deserved it. You were still mad at what happened. Okay, actually, no, I like my choices better, okay. And if you're bad for doing it, I'm bad too, because I kind of liked watching you do it, Irene. He became bashful, barely able to meet your eyes as he smiled shyly. Because only because he deserved it. I wouldn't want that to happen to someone out of nowhere or anything. You also felt bashful. You weren't sure how to feel about anything. You felt flattered. You laughed happily over Cove's admission. You agreed it was really satisfying. Okay, yeah, it did kind of feel good to smack the shit out of him. I felt a little bad, but seeing Cove being happy, I no longer care now. I no longer feel bad. I'm like, yeah, I would do it again. Probably. I probably am gonna do it again in the future when I run the route again. Just like let him get up, let him get up. let him get up, let him get up. Fight back! Fight back! Jeremy, piece of shibboleth. Piece of shibboleth. Yeah, that's your new name now, shibboleth. You laughed happily. Do you want to tell your moms about Jeremy? I mean, are you gonna say what you did back at him? They'd probably be nice about it and maybe know how to handle someone like him. Cove bit his lip and thought, I'm not gonna tell them anything if you don't. Thanks for asking. Are we gonna keep it a secret or are we gonna... Well, be like, Mom, I punched somebody. And I swore. I'm sorry. I don't want... No. I mean... Shoot. Jeremy's parents are probably gonna fucking say some shit. And then I'm gonna be in even more trouble that I didn't mention it. So, god damn it. He's probably running to his parents over there. Well, actually, he doesn't... You know what? If I get in trouble, we're gonna deal with it later. But, for now, we're just gonna keep this between us. Let's not. I don't think it'll help.
Alright.
Okay. You apologize to Cove for making him... Yeah. Apologize for Cove. I'm sorry, Cove. It was my fault you were wearing the hat in the first place. He shook his head. If anything, he seemed surprised at your apology.
Don't worry about it.
I don't mind that you did. It's been fun. This whole day has been fun, except for Jeremy. And he's gone now. He reached back up and flipped his hat with pride, giving you a small grin. It made you happy. Finally, you bent over to pick up the noisemaker that Cove dropped when Jeremy appeared. It might be too dirty to use now, but you didn't want to leave it there. He accepted it softly when you offered the little favor back to him. Thanks, Irene. I like how we can be there for each other. It makes me feel better about that kind of stuff when it happens. Yeah. Cove suggested that you should find a seat at one of the tables. It was almost cake time, and he wanted to be prepared. It was a good reminder that the party wasn't over yet. Cake. I think that table works. It's close to the refreshments, at least. You and Cove tried to settle down after the last event. You took seats across from one another at one of the park's tables. There were a few attempts to chat, but for the most part, you simply watched the adults run around to set up the cake cutting. There was a minor panic when you assumed was Miranda's dad. Apparently forgot the lighter for the candles. He and another man went through and started asking the other adults for matches or lighters. They weren't having any luck until the grim-faced teenager who had been passing out party favors pulled a green lighter out of the ice cream cooler. Why the lighter was put in the cooler remained a mystery, but with the party hat's girl fine, it was time to get things going again. Miranda sat at the head of the longest table. A large chocolate cake was set in front of her. She lit all 14 candles with the cooler lighter with a big smile. The lights started singing happy birthday, and the rest of the guests joined in. At the end of the song, Miranda blew out the candles with a dedicated huff. She closed her eyes and saw you. She closed her eyes, and saw her. She closed her eyes, and you saw her silently mouth something. Maybe it was a birthday wish. Miranda cut her own slice, then one of the grown-ups took over cutting the cake. The ice cream. The vanilla wasn't bad, but it was a little bland. The chocolate cake, however, was rich in flavor. Cove then took his own fork and started mashing up some of his cake. When the cake was into the pile of crumbly chunks, he started mixing it into the ice cream. The melted parts of the ice cream made a kind of chocolate cake soup. I've never done that, but I want to now. How does it taste? Really good, but it's better with brownies. He grinned and took a bite of his own mix. Cove contentedly chowed down on his concoction. One advantage to his mix is that the ice cream seemed to catch most of the crumbs that would usually fall from eating a cake. Unlike some of the kids around him, Cove's shirt remained clean. You started eating your dessert in earnest and enjoyed your plenty. Cove suddenly put his fork down his plate and stared up into the sky with a faraway expression. You checked, but it didn't see anything attention-grabbing. This ice cream is better than those. This ice cream is better than those ones in cups, you know, with the little wooden spoons. But I still kind of want that instead. You remember what he was talking about? Oh yeah, the one handed out at the barbecue before the fireworks happened. Right. Cove smiled nostalgically at the thought. You could picture a younger Cove for a moment with the same look in his eyes. You offered him a bite of your dessert. Do you want any of mine? Cove raised the eyebrow for half a second before the realization came, and laughter burst out of him. Yeah, I remember that too. You laughed along with him. You both shared a laughter, attracted the attention of some of the party guests. It took a moment to compose yourself and get back to your dessert. Miranda then started to open her gifts. She systematically attacked the mountain of presents like a pro. She checked for any cards and read them loudly before opening the gift. She smiled at every present, including the one you and Cove got her. You were glad the presents were accepted. It took time, but eventually Miranda got through all the gifts. She was very sweet and polite throughout it all. The party went until the sun began to set. By that point, most of everything had settled down, and people began to leave. Any of the guests whose parents had stayed for the party were already gone, except for Miranda's family. Only a few kids were still waiting for their parents to come get them remained, even Cove included. Miranda's family were cleaning up, and as a guest, neither you nor Cove were supposed to help with that. Instead, you both decided to take it easy in the bounty castle. It was somewhere out of the way where you could easily wait for your ride. Miranda had also elected to hang out with you. You weren't even bouncing anymore. Cove laid on his side with his back to a wall. Miranda sat across from him with her legs stretched out. You also made yourself comfortable. It was nice and warm in the little building. It also felt like you had some privacy, which was nice. You could all speak openly here. Thanks for coming. She looked down, but continued shyly. It's been really cool to get to hang out with you for a little bit. Thanks for letting me come. I didn't think I'd be invited. Thanks for me too, Miranda. Miranda just smiled a little more. So, you didn't notice anything happening earlier with some people you don't know showing up? She had to think a little about his question. It was apparent that she didn't have an encounter with Jeremy since there was no instant recognition. I heard about something. Some parents were talking to my parents when their kid came and forced them to leave the park. She tilted her head to the side, finding it weird, but also not important. Then everyone had cake and ice cream. She smiled comfortably. That's good. He was clearly worried that the jury confirmation could have gotten to her. Luckily, it didn't seem that anyone had overheard or passed along Jeremy's cruel words. Cove rolled over on his back and sighed contentedly. Miranda seemed confused, but wasn't going to push. You got up and started bouncing again. Wouldn't that launch him? Okay, wait. You lay back. Give it save. Save. Yes. Just in case I want to change my answer. You got up and started bouncing again. You got to your feet and hopping in place. Miranda lit up and followed your lead. You both started leaping around and trying tricks. Cove aside and attempted to stay down, but you could see them moving forward was jostling him. He wasn't gonna get any rest down there. Cove, could we launch you? Cove, could we launch you? We're almost bouncing you from over here. I want to see what would happen if we actually tried to on purpose. Cove agreed and rolled to the center of the bounce house. You, Miranda, took your places on either side of him and started bouncing. It was hard to synchronize your jumps exactly. Once you got your timing down, you were able to launch Cove a few feet into the air while he remained in a cross-legged position. All three of you giggled. Eventually, Cove decided to get up for real and join the act of jumping. You played it around together until it was time to go home. At the end of the day, he thought it had been quite the party. That was cute. And that was a really good one. Got to hang out with Cove. Saw how we became friends with Miranda. Got to punch Jeremy. There was a lot that went down in that one. That was really, really good. Summer work? Summer work. Let's do it. You stared out the window, watching the scenery pass as your moms drove down the quiet street at a leisurely pace. A singer crooned sweetly from the radio, turned low enough that you could block it out if you wanted. You turned away from the window when your mom suddenly spoke. Hey kids, are you excited to be going to the library? Yep, can't wait. Mom laughed, catching your eye in the rearview mirror, wrinkling. I don't know why I asked. I already know how you feel about it. Taking a trip down to the library had always been something you enjoyed. What about you, Cove? You're part of the conversation too.
Not really.
Not really. If I didn't have school stuff to do, I'd probably be somewhere else.
I see.
I get it. I wasn't so keen on the library in my day. The library is great. You just have to I get it, you have to be mindful of other people and keep your voices low and everything. But just the library is great. It's the ultimate hangout spot, and it always it's so clean in there, and it smells great depending on how good your library is. Our library here is pretty freaking great because it's kind of a little secret, even though it's public, and nobody really goes there, but it's huge and it has so many books. I'm so sorry talking about the library, but our library here is really, really freaking great. I've been to it probably once since I've been living here, and I've been meaning to go back again. It's just ultimately a really good hangout spot. I get it. I wasn't keen on going to the library in my day either. Really? Well, no. Unless you count under 6 years old as